and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we're taking a look at another X-Men movie as we take a look at X-Men Apocalypse. And if you are enjoying these episodes, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new episode. Now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we're covering X-Men Apocalypse. This movie was released on May 9th, 2016. It was directed by Bryan Singer. The screenplay was by Simon Kinberg. The production companies were Marvel Entertainment, Bad Hat Harry Productions, Kinberg Genre, and The Donner's Company, and it was distributed by 20th Century Fox. The budget for this movie was $178 million, and it did a box office return of $543.9 million. But let's take a look at the backstory. So in terms of the production, X-Men Apocalypse was actually announced via Twitter prior to X-Men Days of Future Past being released, and that was done by Bryan Singer. In the same month, Simon Kinberg, Dan Harris, and Michael Dougherty were all brought on as screenwriters. And the main ideas of the story was to focus on the origins of Cyclops, Storm, and Jean Grey. The movie would take place in 1983 and would complete the trilogy started with X-Men First Class. Filming started on April 27th of 2015, and it took place in Montreal, Canada until late August. A soundtrack was composed by John Ottoman, and it was released on May 20th of 2016. So in terms of the cast, we have James McAvoy, who plays Professor Charles Xavier, Michael Fassbender, who plays Magneto, Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, Nicholas Hoult as Beast, Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse, Rose Byrne comes back as Moira McTavish, Evan Peters as Quicksilver, Josh Hellman as William Stryker, Sophie Turner as Jean Grey, and Ty Sharon as Cyclops. In terms of the plot, since the dawn of civilization, he has been worshipped as a god. Apocalypse, the first and most powerful mutant from Marvel's X-Men universe, amasses the powers of many other mutants, becoming immortal and invincible. Upon awakening after thousands of years, he is disillusioned with the world as he finds it and recruits a team of powerful mutants, including a disheartened Magneto, to cleanse mankind and create a new world order over which he will reign. As the fate of the Earth hangs in the balance, Raven, with the help of Professor X, must lead a young team of X-Men to stop the greatest nemesis and save mankind from complete destruction. So in terms of the marketing of this movie, in July of 2015, Bryan Singer and the cast did a panel at San Diego Comic-Con, and that is where the first poster and the first behind-the-screen footage was shown to those guests. In October 2015, Mars Chocolate would use M&M candies to promote the film, and they would have special packaging and poster displays and commercials with the X-Men Apocalypse theming. The campaign would also debut with M&M candies wearing Storm and Magneto costumes. Kia Motors would create a custom Kia Sportage to promote the film. The car would be designed after Mystique and would debut at the 2016 Australian Open. In April of 2016, Coldwell Banker would partner with 20th Century Fox to create a real estate listing for the X-Men mansion listed at $75 million. The fake listing would include a video tour of the mansion along with testimonials from Charles Xavier and Scott Summers. Fox would also release a parody TV show to promote the film called The Footsteps of, and it was hosted by George Takei. And finally, in May of 2016, they would release a fake TV commercial for the Xavier's School of the Gifted Youngsters to help promote the film. So in terms of recommending this movie, this one, unfortunately, I think is the weakest of the X-Men First Class movies. I think this one is like, there are just too many characters going on and too many backstories, and it doesn't seem to be enough development for all the characters that they're introducing. I think I would have stuck to the Jean Grey development because I think that's the most interesting. along with the development of Moira McTaggart and Charles Xavier. I thought they had a really sweet scene, but then it was just cut off because they were moving on to more important things. So I felt that was a bit of a shame. Overall, the movie's good in terms of action and special effects. It's really visually pretty. I just, unfortunately, that the story is not there. I still think it's worth watching, but it's not my favorite of the X-Men films. And this one, I think, is one of the weaker ones, unfortunately. So thank you so much for joining us here on another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. I would love for anyone to leave a comment below on what they think of X-Men Apocalypse. And as we look forward to our next episode, we're going back to the Disney Channel as we take a look at Camp Rock 2, The Final Jam. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.